everybody. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching. Let's try to attack this Week 4 waiver wire session and help those teams. Now, remember, I'm recording this on Monday before the Monday Night Football game and maybe before any major injuries get mentioned, so make sure you check out the podcast because I will have full waivers then. But let's start out by taking a look at some players who might not be available in your league, but just in case, maybe some shallow league waiver ads. The problem we have right now in the NFL is an abundance of passing riches, which means there are so many big numbers out there, which means so many receivers who can boom one week and bust the next. Calvin Ridley was huge in Week 3, an impressive performance that went beyond touchdowns, but Julio is there. Will he do it again? Mike Williams keeps scoring touchdowns. We've got 11 catches in 3 games. Geronimo Allison has 13 catches total. They can be owned. They can be started. But I can't tell you that they're definitely better bets than about 40 or 50 other receivers. Hey, let me take a quick break and thank BetTSI for sponsoring today's show. BetTSI is where I play the games online. If you tuned into the Thursday version of this show, you know that so far, leading to the Monday night game, I'm 10-5 against the spread, which isn't to say I always do that, but when it works out, it's nice, and I placed my wagers at BetTSI.com. The best thing I can say about them is I don't really think about them. They're just sort of, they work, they're there, they have a great app, they have a great website, they have the right odds. It works. It's great. I've been there like 3 years. It's very safe. If you're interested in giving it a try to play these NFL games, go to BetTSI.com, use the promo code HarrisTube, and they will give you a deposit matching up to $500. So thanks to BetTSI.com, and I really do recommend them. Let's get back to more waiver talk. Okay, let's get back into it with 5 waiver pickups likelier to be available in more leagues. These players are owned in 1/3 of Yahoo leagues or fewer. Callaway and Allen were the number 4 and number 5 ads on this list on this show last week, and I view them as number 1 and number 2 this week. Now I'll get to the Tyler Boyd, Andy Dalton combo. I don't even particularly want Andy Dalton. I basically had 3 waiver ads I liked this week. But the reason that I'm going to view Callaway as my top grab of the week, well, he's sitting there right at number 5. It's Baker Mayfield. Now, I can't tell you for sure that Baker Mayfield is definitely a fantasy starter himself, right? Especially since there are about, 25 other quarterbacks who in any given week could get the volume that could turn into a fantasy star. So it's not so much about Mayfield himself, but what he can open up for the rest of the Browns offense. Of course, we saw him play Thursday against the Jets in that second half, and just the comparison with Tyrod Taylor is striking. So it's time to break down some Baker Mayfield. But actually, first, let's start with a couple Tyrod Taylor plays. Here's one from Thursday night, and I want you to watch why this is a sack. 3rd and 7, free running blitz from the left side. Taylor feels it and drifts a little bit right, and if we freeze it way before there's any contact with Taylor, that blitzer isn't anywhere near him. Look at the open receivers, Callaway and Landry. Pull the trigger. Either one of them could have gotten this first down, could have gotten 7 yards. Throw it. This is Tyrod's problem a lot of the time. He won't throw it. Here's one where Taylor gets plenty of time, but I want you to watch him hit his back foot at the top of his drop. And okay, 1 stride forward to let your guy get to the top of his route, but then you see that extra crow hop there that he gives? That's because Taylor doesn't trust it. I want you to remember that. He doesn't see his man breaking open. In this case, it's Jarvis Landry. He is open, and if Taylor had trusted that he'd be open, he'd have fired sooner. His timing is off. Landry's timing is off as he's closer than he wants to be to the sideline. Now, a perfect throw is still caught here. But throwing it on time, which Taylor again and again in his pro career won't do, throwing it on time would give Landry a little wiggle room to make a play even on a non-perfect ball. And this one, I'll be honest, is sort of the opposite problem. This one, well, there's a free runner off the edge and Taylor does a good job making him miss and getting reset to throw. And if we freeze it right as Taylor sets his feet, this is another 3rd and 7, and he's going to wind up taking the deep shot to Callaway on the left side. But as you can see, there's a deep safety. Okay, I was just complaining that Taylor doesn't let his guys make a play, but in this case, is there a play to be made? And meanwhile, David Njoku runs an arrow route and is open near the first down marker to keep the drive going, that is the throw to make. Taking shots at the wrong time, also a problem with Taylor. Let's fast forward to Mayfield, comes in before the half. This is his second throw, and it made me realize we're not in Tyrod land anymore. Mayfield takes this shot into a tight window. You can see David Njoku essentially standing between a linebacker and a safety when this is thrown. We can freeze it right before the ball gets there and show how little space Mayfield had. And this was not even all that great of an accurate throw, right? Njoku makes a great adjustment to catch it, but it's a throw Taylor just tries less frequently. This one to Landry. So what Mayfield sees is, well, I got my main guy. He's one-on-one down the field with one safety coming at him and then the other safety too far away to help. And I'm going to trust him. That's what Mayfield says. And here he trusts him so much that he basically throws it at Doug Middleton's helmet. And it was well-placed trust because Landry reaches around the guy's head and catches it. But I maintain it's really another throw Taylor never makes. This one also to Landry, late fourth quarter. Almost gets the receiver decapitated, so let's work on that. But count the Jets' defenders in the neighborhood. 1, 2, 3. Mayfield throws it before Landry ever turns around, trusting his guy. Remember that earlier throw? He's going to turn. He's going to get in front of that safety. I'm going to throw it right at that safety, and I'm going to trust Jarvis Landry makes that play. I trust you, and this play winds up setting up the winning score. Now, okay, too much aggression can be a bad thing. A lot of the time what we're trying to do with these rookies is rein them in. This is a terrible read. It's a bad decision, and it probably should have been intercepted. I just think that the reason we're so excited to see Mayfield be aggressive is just he's benefiting by comparison with Taylor because he just opens everything up. So defenses can't just play man on the outside and stack the middle and trust that Tyrod Taylor isn't, generally speaking, going to take the shot because he's going to feel like the guy isn't wide open. And when Mayfield came on, you saw the Jets do it less. You saw the Jets play more zone. You saw them feel less confident that they could handle their receivers man-on-man because Mayfield would take shots. I can't really sell you Mayfield as a fantasy starter quite yet. I probably can't sell you Callaway as a fantasy starter just yet, even though he'd be my number one waiver ad among players who are lightly owned. But I'm going to try and find a way to get him inside my top 40 receivers this week, and we'll see where we stand after week 4. But think about it. It opens it up for Callaway, opens it up for Njoku. I think Duke Johnson becomes ownable again. This really does change the Browns' outlook for the better. Now, how about we take a little look at Tyler Boyd, because he's a big name that folks are wanting to add for fantasy as well. I can't tell you that Tyler Boyd is doing tons of amazing and special-looking things on the field. This touchdown from Sunday, A.J. Green has been hurt to this point, right? So you're seeing Andy Dalton scramble to his left. Boyd knows that he has to work back in that same direction to present a target, and that's smart. I think he's showing that he's a smart receiver, and that counts for something. Doesn't require a lot of physical skills, right? Because there are no other defenders there. And on his other big play from Sunday, well, it's a scramble drill. The Bengals flood a zone, and Luke Kuechly's job is not to stay with Boyd. So once that cross is finished and Dalton is scrambling, when the Panthers sort of lose contain of the quarterback, Boyd does what he's supposed to do during a scramble drill. He streaks up the sideline, and he's all by himself. Which isn't to say he's bad. I think he's a good, if somewhat complimentary player. This is from week 2 against the Ravens. You're open. You're open. You run an inside-out route against zone, and you reach up and you make a really nice hands catch in the open field. There's some ball skills there. And same game, you stack on the offensive left side with A.J. Green, run a little cross. They basically don't cover you, but you have the strength to make the linebacker miss and get in the end zone for another touchdown. All of which is to say that Tyler Boyd is an okay ad. He's fine. And if A.J. Green were to miss time with that groin injury that he suffered in the second half Sunday, well, Boyd would probably be a better ad than just okay. If this role were going to John Ross, I admit it, I'd probably be more excited. Ross has that breakaway speed and he can score anytime he touches the ball, but it is very clear after 3 weeks that is not the case. Ross is the number 3 receiver. When the Bengals were in 2 receiver sets with Green in there, it was Green and Boyd. And Boyd's playing most of the time. He led all Bengals receivers in snaps on Sunday. So can I tell you not to start Boyd? I can't. Can I tell you I don't think he's some otherworldly talent who'll be unguardable? I can't. And I think a lot of the time he's making plays because attention goes elsewhere, but he's competent enough to make those plays. And if you started him, I couldn't criticize it. The only problem is that there are, 50 or 60 or 70 other receivers where if you started them, I wouldn't criticize. That is today's NFL.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.